Welcome back to the Speedhorn channel. Our second video that is actually our third for reasons that I can't talk about. Got the cane to explain the plan, and my security crocs and sunglasses for unknown reasons because it's raining, which is really unusual in the south of Spain in June. In this video, I'm going to lay down a solid plan explaining how it is that I'm going to give up traditional work and live from home here in my house in the south of Spain by primarily making videos for YouTube. This is obviously a huge dream. There is no point in having small dreams. The reason that this dream is so big is because I want to live off making videos about things that I want to make videos about. Here in front of you, you can see a couple of the kind of things that I'm into. This channel is not going to be specifically about the vehicles, which is who I am pretty much. Here we have a V8 picnic bench. Here we have a Chevrolet K5 Blazer that needs a little bit of work, that's got very wet in the rain recently. I want to make videos about these things, and this channel in English is going to be much more about the lifestyle in Spain, the way that I'm actually going to pull this off, and I am going to pull this off. The numbers, the strategy, and the sunshine, because that's why we live here. But like I said, it's absolutely pouring it down outside. Hence why I'm in my garage filming this video. Seemed like a good thing to do on a rainy day. Right, I'm going to stop waving this Mark 1 Golf piston around and lay out some ideas on this board. So there's two sides to this plan. It isn't all about YouTube. Primarily, that is what I want to grow into actually an income that is sustainable. But I'm going to do this in two ways. One is YouTube, and the other, reducing costs. I've just bought this house. I've just spent everything I have on this house. This house is not near where my work is, hence how this has all come about. But this is the plan. I'm going to make money on YouTube, and I'm not going to spend very much. It sounds simple, right? Well, I'm never going to be successful like this, am I? I've started the video and forgot to put the blooming lights on. Which has got to help, or maybe it doesn't, because maybe you don't want to look at me. Let's start on the YouTube side. So this is the we're going to make money, and this is we're going to save money side. Let's talk about my first channel. So I have had a channel for almost 2 years. It's coming up for 2 years now. This initially was publicity for a business that I was setting up that went very badly wrong, which hopefully I'll be able to do a video about in the future, but at the moment it's I'm supposed to not talk about it. So, this is my channel. It took us about 6 months to get monetized. It's been slow, which is predictable, especially when you don't put your all into it. You're just doing a random video once in a while and using it primarily as publicity. It's been about 6 months now that I've been taking this channel seriously, and it is making money. It's gently building. I'll put a screen capture on the screen for you, but we're going to just discuss last month because this is where we're starting, this is the plan, and this is what we're starting with. So last month, the month of May, this channel earned €543. There'll be a link to this channel and the other one in the description below. So, Mark 2 channel. This is weekly updates. This is when I'm doing a big project and it doesn't get finished, or we're waiting for parts and people want to see the overall result, and there isn't a big video there at the end of it. It's called Cerveza y Gasolina MK2, MK2. Okay, it's going to be confusing, this is. I've never had to talk about these things in English. So the Mark II channel has been monetized for 4 months. I only started it, like I said, when we started taking things seriously, which was probably about 5 months ago. It went really fast, it went really well, very pleased with the progress. So last month, we made €111. I'll screen capture that and put it here, so you can see the progress. Channel 3 is this channel, which obviously is making a big fat zero because I have just started it. So, in Spanish, in English. There's quite a lot to talk about here that I'm not going to get into right now, but the English channel pays up to 7 times more than the Spanish channels. I'm obviously English. The reason that I started doing this in Spanish, which is crazy because my Spanish, especially 2 years ago, wasn't that great. It's got better. It's still not perfect. Anyway, these two are in Spanish. And the reason for that were that the business was in Spain and primarily we had Spanish customers. This one now has 21,000 subs. Seems a terrible shame to do anything else. Also, I'm thinking to myself, there's an awful lot of competition in America primarily with this type of thing, like V8 picnic tables and GMC Jimmys or Chevy Blazers. Hence why this channel is going to be completely different. Hopefully, there isn't that many people, English people, running Spanish YouTube channels in Spain on their plot of land doing what I'm doing. This is the plan. Hopefully this is what's going to work. So on the YouTube front still, merchandising. Merch, you call it in English, don't you? Like I said, this is all new to me, speaking in English about this. So the merch, okay, let's talk about the merch. We are selling merch, and I think last month we made about 25 euros. We're using a webpage called Teespring, which came highly recommended. I googled various different pages. A lot of people watching this probably know more about this than I do, and you're more than welcome to tell me all about it in the comments, or even send me an email, because I need to work this out. Basically, Teespring, as it turns out, does not work in Spain. Now, obviously this is a problem. A lot of my customers or clients or subs, have been buying merch on the website. The idea with Teespring is that you have your designs up there, and when someone purchases a t-shirt, for example, then the design gets sent to a print shop near them. They print it off and post it to the customer, which is probably just round the corner. So it's very fast and it's very cheap. So what has been happening? Well, what has been happening is that our t-shirts have been printed in America and then are sent to Spain. This obviously is rubbish. The biggest concern with this is that it takes ages for them to come, and people are sending me emails going, we've been ripped off, this and this has happened, we've been 6 weeks waiting for a t-shirt. It's not acceptable. The problem is that I can't find a suitable merch website in Spain that works. So, how do we do this? We buy 10 different size t-shirts and just do t-shirts and print them ourselves. How do people do this? Because obviously the bigger we get, the more merch we're going to be selling. So this is kind of 25 euros last month with a load of question marks, because it is something I want to do. I've got lots of ideas. I've got lots of t-shirts in English already. We are in the basement and somebody's using the toilet upstairs. So for the time being at least, the last remaining thing on the YouTube side is sponsorships. Now, we've done a little bit of affiliate work that, as far as I'm aware, it didn't, affiliate marketing, that as far as I'm aware, it didn't actually generate anything. I haven't even checked, to be honest, but if there might be a few euros there. Sponsorships. So, we have been offered sponsorships that came at a very awkward time, just as I was moving out of the workshop, and they were car-based sponsorships. And I kind of stopped working on cars. We did some motorbike videos, we were doing my four-wheel drive expedition truck videos, we were doing a V8 picnic table video. None of these were really good videos for the sponsorship that they were offering. And the sponsorship was offering 100 euros per video for 4 videos for 1 month, and then they would look into potentially doing us a contract. Now, this changes things. Only 100 euros a video is not that many. Although this was a while ago now, this was 5,000-6,000 subs ago. It's not very much, but when you add it to the 543 and the 111 and the 25, I'm going to put it here anyway, although we haven't actually sorted it yet, but this will suddenly show the potential that the YouTube channels have. Now, guesstimation here, because these things should go up and this one should start making money and we might end up working out how to do the merch and we might get a sponsor. There's a lot of mites. It's not really that great at the moment, is it? But, so 5, 6, 50, 675, 1,075, and this one should start earning some money. That's over €1,000 a month. So, before we get into how much it costs to live in this house, and if you haven't watched the video, the previous video, I will give you a little look around the house. You can see a bit how I'm living, my lifestyle, and I will explain a little bit how much things cost. Right then, we're going to go all out here and put the other side in a blue pen. The other side's about reducing costs. And just as I was about to start on that, my new puppy just came running in here, which she's there somewhere, I'll show you her in a bit. And obviously she's expensive and is about to need all her injections and her pills, so that wasn't the plan at all. Okay, reducing costs, right. So if I'm not driving to work every day, the biggest expense for me has been in the past, well, it's been rent. So, well, it's just, I mean, that is what most people have, rent or a mortgage, and I don't have that. I bought my house outright, I've spent everything I have on it, I sold loads of cars, I sold 2 properties, and I've just about pulled it off, and I am completely flat broke, so, so I can't spend too much money, it's easy. So no rent. The next expense, the big one that I was just about to say, is the car. Now, I was spending, the price of fuel, crazy, Spain used to be cheap, but it's not anymore. Fuel now is about €1.40 a litre of diesel, and I was spending about 50-60 euros a week on going to work, and about 40 euros a week on doing something on the weekend. That's 100 euros less than if I don't leave the house. Obviously I'm not going to not leave the house, but we won't be burning very much fuel. So, fuel is limited as well. So the next big one is the electricity. As you can see, I'm filming in here and I currently have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 lights turned on. On top of that we have a pool, a jacuzzi. There is a lot of electricity to burn here. I have got a deal at the moment of 140 euros a month, which I think is completely fake, and I reckon at any moment now they're going to realise and they're going to put it up. So, solar power. Like I said, I'm completely broke. I don't have a way of paying for it at the moment. I am going to be doing it myself. It will be here on the channel. And I am going to have to sell something like that, for example, to fund this. But this is something that I need ASAP. I have never lived in a house. Look, okay, I've lived in a house because I just came out of a rental property briefly for 2 years, but basically I've never owned, and I've never lived long term in a property that has electric. I have been on solar power since I came here at 19 years old. Pretty much until now. I have almost never had an electric bill. So this is very uncool. So we are going to be putting in solar. And at some point we'll be adding batteries so that we can go completely off grid. This is going to be a bit of a project, bit by bit. It's the big one. Next! Well, the next one's food. Well, no, the next one's alcohol. The next one's beer, actually. Both of my channels are called Cerveza y Gasolina, beer and petrol. They are probably the 2 of the biggest outgoings in my life. I do like beer. I drink at least a couple of times a week, and in the pub it's expensive. I'm not quite sure what to do about that, but beer is cheap in Spain. I'm going to be doing a video on cheap beers in Spain very soon. Apart from that, it's food. Food, it is what it is. Buying a cheap supermarket, but we will probably be putting in a vegetable garden. Vegetable garden, and I'm thinking chickens. I'm not joking, I've got fruit trees, I'm thinking chickens. Because living off grid is the future. Obviously there's lots more little tips and tricks I can do. I'm very interested to hear from other people doing similar stuff. Please do put me in the comments below any ideas. I'd brew my own beer if that's the biggest expense. That doesn't sound like a bad idea at all, does it? Put me in the comments. So, there is something else. I have a mobile home in the bottom of the garden in an absolute terrible state. This is a potential source of income. It had its own entrance, its own electric supply, its own water, its own septic pit. It is in a bad way, but it's definitely worth a few quid. I'm thinking it's worth 400 euros a month once it's sorted out for income. So, I know it's not reducing costs, it's a separate income type, but it's going to go on this side because it isn't the main focus, which is YouTube, and we're going to put here mobile home. So for the time being, that is the plan. Can I reduce these costs to live for this amount of money? So is it doable? Can I increase my income to a point that I can pay everything that I need to pay? Well, that obviously depends on what I've got to pay, doesn't it? This is really interesting. I've never done this before. I literally just stood here, wrote down some numbers, and I'm like, wow, yeah, okay, so it's quite expensive. Okay, so one thing we know at the moment, the electric's 140 euros. The insurance on my cars, because I've always got at least 2 cars, but well, I think at the moment it's only 2, which is about 200 euros a month. Because one of them is a commercial vehicle, it's a bit more expensive. Fuel, at the moment, probably only 100 euros a month. Tax, when I say tax, so I have to pay self-employment. The self-employment is about 280 euros a month, and there's various other things, including the accountant's fees and stuff that go with that. The absolute minimum that I can pay is 350 euros a month. I pay 100 euros a month in property tax. I'm going to conservative estimate of 400 euros a month for food. That is with at least one night out every week. Only drinking beer, nothing too expensive. And I have a daughter. And my daughter, again, conservative estimates cost me about 400 euros a month. That's the variety of things, you know, the various stuff she needs. Obviously, I share these costs with her mother, so here we have the dog, by the way, was included in food, etc. The dog is etc. So, 340, 440, 790, 890. Wow. 1,290, 1,690. So, absolute minimum before anything strange crops up, like a vehicle breaking down, for example, which happens all the time. About 1,700 euros a month. So here we have a little over 1,000. It's not that bad, is it? Like, reasonable, like we're getting there. And we haven't even really started because this is the beginning. Okay, so I'm not completely insane, okay? I know that this is going to take some time. The plan is to get this happening by the end of 2024. And so in the meantime, I have a few options, and basically those come down to selling stuff. My Chevy Blazer, or that's what I call it, it's a GMC Jimmy, same thing. It needs quite a few things doing to it. It's not even running now. It was the other day, and now it won't run. So this potentially could get sold. Oh, there's Desi. There's the dog that's going to cost, there's dog, etc. We don't know how much it costs yet because she's brand new. This is definitely for sale. It doesn't even fit on my pickup properly anymore, so no point in having it. Anyone's got an American pickup in the south of Spain, it only fits on an American pickup. This is my pickup and it's too big. And basically this potentially could be sold as well, although it's extremely useful, but I'm having problems. I can't reinsure it because it's modified. We will get into the ITV in Spain. This is something we're definitely going to be talking about quite a lot, something that massively affects me, something that I really disagree with. And here we have the big projects at the moment. This is an Iveco Eurocargo 4-wheel drive expedition truck that I lived in for about 10 years. I sold it to the neighbour, I bought it back extremely cheap, and it is rotten. This is the main set of videos at the moment on the Spanish channel, and obviously, other than making money, very little money, but I make some money on making the videos, I'm going to be making money building the truck as well. So hopefully when I sell it I can put a solar system in my house. I have as well, I'll try and find a picture of, a Lancia Delta Integrale Evo 1. These vehicles that I'm selling are being sold to get this plan in action. not for any other reason. If I sell something, it's to invest in a project, a video, or the land. Just in case you haven't seen the first video, then this is my house. I've outdone myself. I shouldn't have bought something this expensive. I've left myself in an absolute predicament. I've borrowed money, not very much, off family. So this is where I want to set up, live my life, work from here, and live the dream. It's not normally raining. Well, it's not actually raining right at this minute, but look at these views. This was my dream, and all I need to do now is work out a way of living and working here. So, for me to fulfill this, I've got a favour to ask. It's obvious, really. I need a like, subscribe, share if you feel it's interesting enough. Even hit the bell. I worked out how to say that. Last video I couldn't work it out. And yeah, we're gonna get this going. We're gonna have lots of videos. It's gonna show the lifestyle. It's gonna show the costs. It's gonna show the pitfalls. It's going to show Spain from my point of view. So now the gas truck makes sense. Tap stuff. Back to the drawing board. That's a wrong expression, but you know what I mean. The plan: sell cars. Use them to invest in these things here and grow 1, 2, 3 YouTube channels. The plan is by the end of 2024, so I want this one to be as successful as that one in a year and a half. If that was the case, I think the maths works. What do you think? Put it in the comments below. Let me know if there's something that I should change. Am I going to manage it at all even? Weekly updates on my progress, interesting videos on all the different installations, the stuff I'll be doing around here, some behind the scenes on Spanish channels, and lots of the Spanish culture, the cost of living, the problems, the tax, the nightmare that actually a lot of what being in Spain actually is. See you again.